Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. 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 Say it loud, I'm not ashamed of being black. Black Panthers, Black Wall Street, Black power, Black love, Black man, Black woman, the Black dollar, Black love. I'm not African, I've never been to Africa, I'm never going to Africa, no ancestor from Africa. We're Black American, but don't forget the foundation of say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. 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 Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
All right, man. I know you're gonna roast me for this question, man, or not this question, but it's a slight criticism
Uh-oh.
on
That'll be
constructive criticism.
Hopefully it's based in fact. If it's not like it's not.
Well, you can educate me on this because I see a little problem with the terminology of foundational Black American.
How so?
Well, because number one, it's redundant because foundational Black American. Okay, so I will ask you this. Why not just foundational Americans if Black people are the foundation?
Mm-hmm.
Because that opens the door for whites to say, well, we're foundational whites, and other people to say, well, we're foundational this. If Blacks are the foundational Americans, why not just foundational Americans? And why hold on to Black? That's a problematic term too.
Mm-hmm.
And the last part is the American part. Like if we were here, if we're indigenous to this land before it was America, why keep America attached? Because America has a lot of blood on its hands. That name carries like a curse. So why would we adopt that? That whole name to me is problematic.
How so?
Unless it's just temporary.
How's the name problematic?
Well, kind of what I just listed out is it has redundancies. It opens up the door for other people to claim that they're foundational, other ethnic groups. Like I said, even just alone, if Blacks are the foundational Americans, we could just leave the Black part out.
No, why do you have a problem with the word Black? There's nothing wrong with Black.
Because I feel like that's a term that was put on us as to put us in like a racial caste system and place us at the bottom. We went from Negro, which is a variant of Black. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that we embraced it and we turned it into something, but it's not a name that we originally called ourselves. That's my problem with that.
Well, the thing is, different circumstances, people call themselves different names. All ethnic groups based on circumstances, like certain Indians, Creek Indians, they didn't call themselves Creek Indians. That was a name that the Europeans came and saw. As okay, you guys live by the creek, you're Creek Indians. So the thing is, Black, understand this, Black is not just a color. That signifies a lineage and a struggle. You understand? Can't say blood. What country don't have blood on it by the white supremacists?
So, but why will we take America, which is it has nothing to do with Black, nothing, anything.
What
America?
What country doesn't have white blood on it?
I mean, I couldn't tell you off the top of the head.
Tell you none. Well, only one, North Sentinel Island. That's it. Well,
Okay.
white blood because they didn't kill the white people who went there, but yeah, every place the white supremacists shed blood, so you can't just single out America. Black is not just a color. It's not just a melanin. It's based on a lineage. You understand? It is based on resistance. We actually chose black because they were saying Negro and the N-word and colored and all of that. We weren't just foundational because we were early Americans. We were foundational because we were the black people whose free labor shaped the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So erasing black, you're erasing the reason why America owes a debt to that. That's why we're not going to.
All right. So now you see why these agents, want to drop black, right? So there's a bunch of agents out there, a bunch of them. We know that Russia is paying them on these troll farms or from the troll farms. So a lot of these agents want to sabotage our specific word play, right? You got to get the word play correctly. Like Tariq just said, certain things they add in there, like African, certain things they want to omit, like black, can sabotage everything we're trying to do. So if you don't mind, I'm going to clip that right there. I'm going to finish playing, but let me clip this red.
Do just foundational American because yeah, other people can kind of slip. Because we were the black people whose foundational went there.
Give me a second. Let me clip it.
Yeah, every place shed blood, so you can't just. Black is not just a color. It's not just a melanin. It's based on a lineage. You understand? It is based on resistance. We actually chose black because they were saying Negro and the N-word and colored and all of that. We weren't just foundational because we were early Americans. We were foundational because we were the black people whose free labor shaped the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So erasing black, you're erasing the reason why America owes a debt to that. That's why we're not going to do just foundational American because yeah, other people can kind of slip in and try to say that they were the foundation of something. No, it's foundation.
Right. And that's what old boy what the fuck they doing? Yeah, that's like big fat people pushing the chair. But that's what the agent yesterday and the day before DSIA was trying to do. Okay, so he was trying to push that right there. Oh, we're just American. Like what? And you know, because when you remember Ditso was saying, "Hey, man, really, South Americans are American," and and he grouped up all of Latin America into America, and that's what BSIA was trying to do. These folks are either themselves tethers or they're just being paid, right, to sabotage and undermine what we stand for and what we got going on. Right. So you're gonna take the black out and just make us American. And then check this out, family. Make us American and then present a brand new argument that we're the only Americans. Other folks who are American, they're not American. You know what type of task you're doing right there? That's like I have a problem with people trying to prove global white supremacy. No, 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 no. Again, that's a huge task. I'm not trying to prove global white supremacy. No, sir. My job is only to prove our job as a lineage is only to prove national white supremacy, right? The white supremacy that directly harms us and injures us. White supremacy in Brazil or Sudan, y'all gotta hold y'all nuts and expose that. That's on y'all. Y'all ain't fighting y'all ain't fighting to prove white supremacy exists in America, the United States of America. So no, everybody fight their own white supremacy. That's it. And let the best man win. And if everybody win, we can do something with that. All right, so let me finish clipping this.
Foundational Black American. Foundational Black American is vague, is easily hijacked.
Okay, so you
okay, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Hijacked. Black is not just to do just foundational American, because yeah, other people can kind of slip in.
Yeah. So then you had a guy, I might play it again. The guy who was arguing that we're black and not American. Like, family, they're trying so hard to separate these three words: foundational, black, American. Those three words are the epitome of delineation. When you think of FBA, just think of delineation. So they have to take out, we know they have an issue with foundational. Then they have an issue. There's some folks got an issue with black, like we seen yesterday. And then some folks got an issue with American, as the guy who called in Tariq's show. But those three words together are just kicking people in the ASS. And they're like, hey, we got to separate those words. We got to take one word out, two words out, or blow them all up. They just call us African. Screw all those words. You're just African. But this is the goal for these folks. And a lot of these folks are sent from these Russian troll farms.
And then try to say that they were the foundation of something. No, it's foundational Black American. Foundational Black American is vague, is easily hijacked.
Okay, so you
as a replacement for black. You understand? Come on now. What they did, they ran a Jedi mind trick with us, because you know what they did with African American? They rebranded foundational Black Americans as goddamn immigrants when they did that. They effectively rebranded us as immigrants, equal to an Italian American or an Irish American or a Mexican American. That was a horrible thing. They was a Jedi mind trick they ran on us with that. That's why we reject that term full-fledged.
Right. And let me Sim said we fought in the name of Black power, facts. And then he said black symbolizes power. Exactly. They want to take it from us. And Punisher BX1 says they never thought we would make a classification for ourselves. Surprise MF first. That's a fact. So I gave both of you lineage wrenches, right? You're both moderators. Go ahead and subscribe. Just follow the show. Every time we live, pull up and like the video. So that's the issue with their having right there. When they say black, they only use black as a descriptor, as an adjective. And when they say black, they are trying to say, well, black people of the world. Like, they have an issue with us redefining, like we literally redefine black. So not overall, it's still a color, it's still whatever it meant before, but we have entered our own definition in the lexicon, in the dictionary. So now black is capitalized and is used as a proper noun simply because of foundational Black Americans. It's the only color that has a capital letter. It's the only color that is used as a proper noun. Now maybe white too, but white also refers to a people, right? So maybe white too. But I'm saying outside of white people and what they got going on, I have no idea. They got to represent themselves. I'm saying darker people of the world. We're the only people, or non-white people of the world, non-European descent. We are the only people that have taken the color, like, they try to call the Asian people yellow people, and they resented that, and so forth and so on. They call Haitians less noir and all type of dark terms, and they all rejected those dark terms. They said, no. They said we're not black, the Haitians. They said we are they said we're Haitian. Dessalini said, no, we're not black. He said we're Haitian. So you can't come around 200 years later and say, no, they're black, when they had the chance to be black. And Dessalini said, no, we're not less New York. We're not that. We're Haitian. Right. And the same thing for Jamaica, Nigeria, and Krumah, what's his name? Krumah, whatever his African dude name is, in Ghana. He had a chance to say, hey, we're black. He said, we're Ghanaian or Ghanaian, whatever you call those folks. So everybody had their chance to be black, and they all said they're not black. They're the name of the country that they represent today with the flag. No black flag, no black ethnonym. They are of their country, right, that they claim today. So we're not going to go back, revise, and make them black. We are the only people who said, no, we're actually black. We're not Negro. We're not colored. We're not African American. We actually said we were black. That's a fact. We're the only people who said, nah, you know what? We're black. And that's for that reason. We're the only black people, and we're not allowing anybody to use black other than to describe their skin, but not to describe your lineage and not to hijack to our lineage. You're not black. And I correct everybody who's not of the lineage. Oh, I'm black. No, you're not. And I always ask them, what sense do they use it? It better be as an adjective. Don't use it as a proper noun. You're not black. You have a flag. Your flag is not called black. Your flag doesn't represent black. Your flag represents your country, and those colors are significant to you guys. You got the red, black, and green, that garbage flag, right? Well, what country represents that? I'm talking about the actual RBG flag, the actual, oh no, Ghana has, no, I'm saying the actual RBG flag. What country has adopted that flag as their country flag? Nobody. And the green, we exposed the green in that flag didn't originally mean the land. The green in that flag represented the Irish struggle. So for you guys that are new here, the green in the RBG flag originally represented the fighting Irish struggle, Irish people struggles. And then Garvey later changed it to mean the green, the land, the soil, whatever. But originally that meant for the Irish plight.
Because it erases our distinct lineage. Foundational Black Americans, we are descendants of freedmen. We've been here from before the beginning of this country. We've been here. We're the only group that has the longest continuous bloodline on this land. You understand? There's been black people on this land from day one. And when you do that African American thing, that lumps black immigrants in from Africa and the Caribbean, people who came over voluntarily, people who immigrated to something better. And that comes in and that kind of dilutes our historic trauma and contributions as foundational Black Americans, and it creates policy confusion. And we're saying no. And that opens the door for these non-FBA immigrants to claim benefits meant for foundational Black Americans by using African-American broadly, like institutions, colleges, foundations, media. They start awarding scholarships, Black grants, Americans, diversity positions to Black immigrants and their children. That's why in a lot of these Ivy League schools, African-American, quote unquote, the student population is dominated by Ghanaians, Nigerians, Jamaicans, all of these other people. We do a Juneteenth program. All of a sudden, everybody has the runners-ups and the winners have African last names or Latin last names. So yeah, they want us to be on some old sleep-ass African-American vibe because everybody can leech off of it. That's a leech term. Yeah? They can use that to co-opt all of the movements we get popping. Civil rights, hip-hop, all of these protest movements, they start to get co-opted by these non-FBAs. We get shit popping in the streets like my good brother, rest in peace, Darren Seals, my good FBA brother, who the alphabet folks took my brother out. He was the real seed for the Black Lives Matter movement. Our brother Darren Seals out there in St. Louis, real solid ass dude. That was my nigga, man. That was such a solid brother. He was the real person kicking that off out there with the whole Mike Brown thing. And they started marginalizing him, and they started sending them alphabet, pushing these weird people saying, hey, these are the leaders of Black Lives Matter. Leaders? What? And they were on some LGBT stuff. So their job was the media was going to elevate them based off the grassroots momentum that foundational Black Americans were kicking in. They went and got these tethers, put them in the media and said, they're the leader of all of this. So all of these people in the streets putting in work, they're doing it for.
So I wanted to go back real fast where he talked about Jesse Jackson and African American. Let me go back. There's some good meats here.
Fully.
Pause.
And we've rejected the term African American. Then it's over for him. You see? But they've been running a game and a Jedi mind trick on us so that we don't see the value in ourselves. We see it now. And I want to make sure we see it. You understand? We see it fully. And we've rejected the term African American, so they can't leech off that. African American, horrible term. We should never, ever, ever use that term again. That's what they're really mad at. See, we're not using terms that they can leech off of. So when we start talking about foundational Black American, that's an exclusionary term, which is fine. When you say Jamaican, that's exclusionary. I'm not Jamaican. Respect to the Jamaicans, but I'm not Jamaican. I ain't got a problem being excluded from that. When you say Haitian, that's exclusionary. I'm not Haitian. Don't have a problem with it. You have the Puerto Rican Day Parade, that's exclusionary. It's for Puerto Ricans. Don't have a problem with it. But when we say we're foundational Black Americans, you're divisive. The CIA got you niggas want to hurt me. You're stopping global unity. What? Why does our lineage stop all of this global unity? Why don't you just go unify? Why are we stopping your unification? What you're saying is we're stopping the damn gravy train. We're stopping you from coming over here eating off African American lineage, which is vague. See, we ain't using them terms where you can come in and you can be the Westmore of the game. You come in, hey, I'm African American, and guess what? I'm shutting down reparations. We don't need it. Yeah, it's a new game, man. That's what it is. We ain't using African American no more. Number one, that term was not grassroots or organic. That term was introduced by Jesse Jackson through
this part right here, family. Listen to this right here, and always remember this. What he's saying right now is 100% facts. This is how African American got nationally popping. Listen.
The Democrats or organic. That term was introduced by Jesse Jackson through the Democrat strategists. In 1988, there was no nationwide discussion among Black.
You see that? That's a fact. That's not me parroting Tariq. I researched it for myself. There was no nationwide push for this. Like where people was like, hey, yeah, I like that word. Like for example, freedmen, ADOS, FBA. Like there are real people taking on those terms saying that represents me. That was not that with African American. There was no like, okay, there's a word out here that represents the lineage. This is better than Negro, Black, and colored. And we was like, yeah, okay. And momentum came behind that. No, that was not that. That was not that. Okay, that did not happen. Like we're doing it the organic way. We're putting it out there and say, hey, what do you think? You know, this represents A, B, and C, and we need this because of A, B, and C. And the people get to decide whether this makes sense or not. That did not happen with African American.
Democrat strategists. In 1988, there was no nationwide discussion among Black Americans. That rollout was from the top. That came from the damn top down. It was pushed through the white media and government agencies as a replacement for Black.
That's a fact. That was top down. That's what I be trying to tell these guys when they call in and say, FBA federally. I'm like, really? Is African American? And they don't know. They never researched it. It's like, yeah, well, you dummy. The same way African American wasn't introduced by Jesse Jackson was the same strategy Yvette Carnell and Tariq Nasheed took. They did nothing different from each other. Okay. It was who was backed. That's the only difference. Tariq and Yvette are backed by the grassroots, just the people, just Black people, just the lineage. But Jesse Jackson were not backed by the lineage. He was backed by, like Tariq Nasheed said, media, the liberal, Democratic Party. They pushed that and put it on forms and forced you had no choice. That's the only option to select when you're trying to get benefits or assistance or trying to get into college or school. That's the only option there. The same way they force it among immigrants, African immigrants, Caribbean immigrants. There's no other option.
You understand? Come on now. What they did, they ran a Jedi mind trick with us. Because you know what they did with African American? They rebranded foundational Black Americans as goddamn immigrants when they did that. They effectively rebranded us as immigrants, equal to an Italian American or an Irish American or a Mexican American. That was a horrible thing. They was a Jedi mind trick they ran on us with that. That's why we reject that term full-fledged. because it erases our distinct lineage. Foundational Black Americans, we are descendants of freedmen. We've been here from the before the beginning of this country. We've been here. We're the only group that has the longest continuous bloodline on this land. You understand?
But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
Man, the food I eat speaks to the fact that I'm an Igbo man. My language speaks to the fact that I'm an Igbo man. All this stuff that I have, the way of my life, speaks of my Igbo culture.
Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, got it. So now, based on your logic, you're not a real citizen there, or you couldn't call yourself a citizen at the time because y'all were colonized by the damn British, and Nigeria was named by a white woman.
Like I said though, Nigeria is actually
y'all were colonized by a white woman. Named your country. Your country was named by a white woman. Flora Shaw named that country Nigeria. So y'all were colonized.
I got it, but you are deflecting though.
No, how is that a deflection, sir?
No, you're deflecting because
if you say we can't be Americans because we were enslaved, then you can't be a Nigerian because you were colonized by white people.
That's different. When we got our independence.
No, that's your logic. What you mean that's different? That's your logic. At the time, you were colonized by white people, and you didn't have last names until the 1880s. Y'all didn't even have last names. You're talking about your names.
We did have last names, though.
No, you didn't. Y'all didn't have names. Yes. You didn't have names until you were colonized. Y'all did not have last names, sir.
No,
you did not.
No, that's you being disingenuous because
no, I'm not. You didn't have last names. You did not have last names.
In my clan, where I come from, we do have generational last names. So what are you talking about? In my clan, where I come from, we have names that we.
Y'all did not have last names, sir. They assigned last names to you guys in the damn 1880s.
No, that's not true. That's you being disingenuous because
family, y'all Google that. Google what I just said. Google what I said, family. They didn't have y'all didn't have last names.
We did have last names.
Y'all did into the 1800s.
My last name has been there since over 8 generations.
No, so it ain't. 8 generations, that's the 1800s.
No, even goes far back before then.
No, it don't. No,
we've had last names. Why do you think we have?
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
Let me.
No, you haven't. And many of those tribal groups are relatively new. Many of those tribal groups came out of fleeing and being colonized, and the countries being carved out over there. So many of those tribes are not that ancient. Those tribes have been fleeing around Africa for centuries, sir.
And when you talk about fleeing, what?
Fleeing, yes. How long? No. Slow down. How long has your tribe been in the area now known as Nigeria? Because it was a radio, it was all types of names. How long has your tribe been in that area?
Have you heard of this language called CBD? I'm not sure you heard.
I heard about it. Yeah.
Yes, it derived from the Igbo people. It is older than America. So what are you talking about?
Right, and you weren't able to write it down until the white people came and gave you letters because y'all didn't have alphabet. You weren't able to write it down until the white people came and gave you letters, Latin and English letters.
That's not true. Like I said,
no. Is that true or not? No. Is that true or not? Were you weren't able to write down the CB language?
Like I said, have you heard of the
no, you weren't able to write it. You weren't able to write it down to the colonizers brought the alphabet to you.
No, Tariq, that's not true.
What's the alphabet then? What's the alphabet? What's the written script?
I could pull up sources if you could.
What's the written script, sir? What's the written script? We have nothing.
We have a language in like.
No, sir, it's a dead language that's only used in the village. All right, that's not a flex. It's a dead language only used in the village. Just stop it. Damn, man. That's jail talk. When I was in the county, I would hear cats talk like that. Hey, brother, listen, I ain't supposed to be in here because, listen, I'm sovereign, right? I'm not. See, first of all, I identify with another nationality, and they're supposed to go to my tribal chief if they were going to arrest me. The cocaine I had was part of the tribe. Shut up, man. I've heard this. This is jail talk.
The cool kid I had was tribal territory. It wasn't U.S.
Lord,
territory.
Lord,
Oh my
Lord,
God.
Lord, Jesus. Somebody said one fish, two fish. God, this is killing me. It's killing me, man. Oh, goodness. Oh, God. The plebiscite babble is killing me, man. The plebiscite babble and the TP babble. And then we got these people call up, it's either or. They call up mad at me. Listen, I'm Tariq, I'm a mound builder. I'm from the mound building tribe. From Louisiana. I'm from a mound. I ain't got no African in me. But go take your ass and put a TP on a mound and go kick it. What the hell you mad at me for? Go get your ass on a mound. Eat you some corn on the cob and put your moccasins on and do what you do. Whining about me all the damn time. But you tricked everybody. You brainwashed people, Tyreek. People don't want. I'm not stopping people from joining you in your TP or your mound, plebiscite land, whatever you got. I ain't stopping nobody. Y'all are just not good at recruiting people. Shit. Your recruitment skills are off. You're not selling this shit good enough. People don't want to hear. You're running people off. Listen, brother, you mind if I talk to you a minute? Listen, ma'am, I'm trying to recruit people to come live on our reservation.
Yeah, this is a fact, yo. They get mad at us. Like, oh boy, that I'm a feature that I cooked them 2 days in a row. He's trying to push this angle. We're not black. We're just American. And I'm like, I'm listening. I wasn't like the combative or belligerent. I'm like really listening to his argument to see if it make any sense. Maybe it makes sense, and maybe we should drop black, right? But it need to make sense to me. And I'm going to ask questions, and the more questions I ask, the more frustrated he got with me. So it's like, so I'm supposed to just take this and drop black, hook, line, and sinker, and just go with you. Like, nah, we're an intelligent people. It has to make sense. So when I say we're Foundation Black American, when I say we're ADOS, when I say we're descendants of freedmen, I can defend that. And your questions, your scrutiny, your criticism is not going to deter me or frustrate me unless we keep going back around in circles. But I was asking him, like, so we're the only Americans? So there's no Mexican American, there's no Irish American, and it just didn't make any sense because then he said the hyphen and it points to the prefix, and that's like just linguistic. That's just bad linguistics. That's just a fact. So everything was just crumbling, and he's seen it, and he got mad at me like, "Damn, man, you just shattered this little cult movement I was pushing." I'm sorry, it just don't make any sense. We got to go with what makes sense. We got to go with the facts. Because listen, there's a big world out there. There's a lot of scholars, a lot of intellectuals from all different races. They're waiting. They're waiting on us. They're waiting to try to shine off of us. So if they could get us on that big stage and embarrass us and just take us out, they're going to do that. Because right now we have the influence, we have the majority spirit, like we got all that, and nobody else has that in the world. So people are trying to take that from us, that Bruce Leroy glow. They're trying to take that from us and put it on themselves so they can influence the world. Like Russia would love to influence the world. China would love to influence the world. North Korea, these Arab countries would love to influence the world and push Sharia law, whatever else they got going on. They would love, white America would love to influence the world and have everybody bow down to white supremacy. But right now, the only people who have that glow is us. So people are trying to find different ways to strip us of that glow.
We're starting a reservation it's called the Negro Mound Reservation. All right, we got a reservation and we want some members to come on through. Now you're gonna have to pay $100 a week because you're gonna have to rent a booth, and we're gonna cut hair and do braids to raise money for our tribe. We need you to be a part of the tribe. Okay. All right, people, you ain't recruiting people. I'm sorry. Shit, don't get mad at me. Oh, goodness. Well, you, Tyreek, with your influence, it gets into a lot of jealousy talk. Listen, Tyreek, with your influence, with your reach, let's set up a debate, because I need some clout. Let's set up a debate so I can plebiscite babble and then give everybody my cash app. I'm not giving clout. I ain't giving nobody no damn clout. No. We're giving enough clout here in these spaces. We're giving enough clout in these damn spaces. Because me, I've been going into certain people's rooms. Oh, good, I get some money now. Ooh, people can give me some money. Oh, God. Symphony, you shut your ass up. How dare you? You get up here and you say what you need to say to me if you got something to say to me. All right? This is my space. I'm saying what I need to say. All right? You got something to say? Hop on in. All right, y'all hop on in. Let's get a couple of more people. Let's get, hold on.
No. That's when we do this. So we had a guy call in 2 days in a row, right? And he has a whole channel I never knew about. And most of his videos have me in the topic. That's kind of like interesting because it wasn't like Tariq Nasheed or Jason Black or, bigger names. It was just myself. He had Afro Elite there a few times, but I was the feature in most of his videos. So I'm like, damn, I must be putting in real work because I'm like relatively unknown in this space. But I think my research is like top tier. And I think people starting to realize that, like, yo, this is the guy we got to debunk. This is the guy that got that strong research. Okay. So he called me the first day, right? The first night. With a doctrine never heard before. Hey, we're just American. We're not black. Black means all this crazy stuff he was saying. And, I took the challenge. I was winging it, still beat him up. The chat let me know who he was. And the chat gave me his YouTube name, his channel name. So I went the other night and watched a lot of his channels, got really no sleep. That's okay. I said, okay, I see his angle. I'm gonna get him back on here. So his dumb ass came yesterday back on the show. His ego, he came back on the show and family. So this is how it looked. So I'm gonna show you the night before what he said and the night afterwards. This is what I do to people. Listen to this. Okay, cool. So when he said message to the black man, was that in a ashamed sense or was that in a proud sense?
Oh, that right there was in a proud sense. That's one man. That's religion.
Wait, stop. Yeah, okay, so he said that's one man, that's religion. He's talking about the unapologetic Muhammad because we're arguing. He's saying this is the first night he called, right? I didn't know who this guy was. And he was telling me that we were always ashamed to be black. Then I was referencing the unapologetic Muhammad, like, well, he was using black in a great proudful way. But he dismissed it as, no, that's just religion. You sense.
Oh, that right there was in a proud sense. That's one man. That's religion.
Wait, stop. Yeah, so he said that's one man. That's religion. Smokey Robinson is one man. Now let me ask you. But he played Smokey Robinson earlier, which didn't. It was interesting. He plays people that don't stand in our way. Like Smokey Robinson agrees with us, but he played him like he disagreed. I was like kind of confused. Like, bro, everything he said, I agree with. When he wrote his book, Message to the Black Man, was that to two people or was that to every black man in America?
No, it wasn't. That was a religious group, NOI.
No.
Only speaking to the NOI. That was not to every black
man.
No, that was a religious group, NOI. Only speaking to the NOI. That was not to every black man. No.
Okay, so he just said when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote the Message to the Black Man, that was for religious people. That was not for every black man in America. And this guy is crazy because the book is actually called Message to the Black Man in America. He didn't say message to the Muslim. He was trying to make everybody Muslims. Okay, but we were not Muslims. He understood that. We were Christian. So he had a message for every black man in America, and it was to join Islam under his brand. Right? So he was speaking to every black person in America. He wanted us to like buy into his ideology. So for this young nut, pause, to say he wrote the book for just religious people, bro, he was recruiting. He didn't have nobody. He was small in numbers. But this is what you got to deal with when you're talking to people like this. I just don't know anything. Wait. Okay, so hold on. Don't do that. Oh my God. Hey, brother. Oh my God.
Bro, he's a religious leader, bro. He wasn't speaking
I got it.
He was speaking to the NOI, brother.
Hey, dude, slow down. Have you read this book before?
No, I haven't read the book, bro.
Okay, brother, I have an ex, man. I'm a former member. This book was okay. It don't say the Muslim in America through this guy. So there's a lot of doofus self-talk. You heard Malcolm X talk. Is it Malcolm X a religious leader or is he a activist? Which one?
Religious leader. He said himself. He said all the time. Malcolm X said,
hold on. Okay, so you heard that right. So he's dismissing Malcolm X's words because the whole thing I'm trying to point out to is Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad said we're black and black is beautiful. And he was saying that doesn't count because both of them are religious people, right? So keep that in mind. He was saying that doesn't count. This is like his made up rules. Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad doesn't count because they are in a religion. All right. But look what he did the next day. Listen to this, family.
Okay. What?
Oh, should I call you Laterio? Okay, so you used Dr. King as a reference point because
Yes.
you said that he said we were American, right?
Yeah, he said.
1 second, 1 second. So this is what happens when you call back in and try your luck twice. Okay, hold on. Now remember, he was dismissing Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X, saying black is beautiful and they're proud to be black. Basically, they're just religious fanatics, right? They don't count. Like they're not sensible, right? So we need to listen to other people who are not religious and they are more sensible, right? Okay. So the very next day, he came back on and said this right here, family. The very next day. Keep in mind, Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, they don't count because they are religious people of the organization, the Nation of Islam. Now, look what he's about to say the next day.
Nobody. You're black. You don't have a nation called black. Muhammad Ali spoke about that, bro. He goes, man, if we're Negroes.
Did he just say Muhammad Ali? So he dismissed Malcolm X. He dismissed Elijah Muhammad, but he's referencing Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali spoke about that, bro. He goes, man, if we're Negroes, we don't even have a home. He says, what's the home of the Negro? Same thing. You're black. You don't have a home. There's no nation called home, but I'm an American. I have a home, America.
Hey, stop doing that, man. Stop. Keep going.
And while he's talking to his son, and if you want to say you're a black American, one of many types of Americans, you're still a nobody because there's over 500 different ethnicities. You're just one of 500 different
now you're
ethnicities.
Backtracking.
So either way, you're a nobody. You're nobody because you're black.
So what about the Kurds? Did the Kurds have a nation? Okay, so first of all, I at some point I asked him, okay, so remember, he's dismissing Malcolm X, he's dismissing Elijah Muhammad because they're religious people from the Nation of Islam. So at some point I was trying to find just now, I was like, wait a minute, who is Muhammad Ali leader? He said, what? I said, who was Muhammad Ali leader? I said, it was Elijah Muhammad. So how do you reference Muhammad Ali if religion doesn't count? So if we can't reference the leader, Elijah Muhammad, if we can't reference the student, Malcolm X, then we can't reference the other student, Muhammad Ali. They're all part of the same religion. See, family, these are the fools that are out there. And these fools are jealous of us. They are all over the place. They have a weird doctrine that they have not put together correctly. And there's no way to do that. That you can't get a bunch of like historical inaccuracies together and make it a sound doctrine. It's going to look dumb and we're going to expose it every chance we get. Okay. Go ahead, religious teacher. Go ahead.
Okay. You're black. I'm not here to change you call yourself black and you can use.
You can't. You're going to lose.
No, bro. You're black. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm simply saying.
You tried last night.
Okay. Will you stop, bro?
All right, go ahead.
You're black. I accept that. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm letting you know in your chat know that you being black, you're a nobody because you don't even have a nation because there's no nation called black. The USA flag is not yours. The USA anthem is not yours. So when you say you're black, no, listen, give me 15 more seconds. You're a nobody.
Damn, now more seconds?
You don't have a nation. And moreover, if you want to say, well, I'm black and I'm a black American, which means we're one of different Americans, you're still a nobody because there's over 500 different ethnicities.
Okay, so now follow his logic. Okay, so now let's follow his logic. He said the fact that we're black, we're nationless, we're homeless because there's no nation called black. That's his logic. So if there's no nation called after what you call yourself, then you're nationless and you're homeless and you're a nothing burger. That's his logic.
Right? So either way, you're a nobody because
So
there's no nation
okay,
called
so
black.
how many
You're a
more?
nobody.
Okay, so now
so you're
is there a
nobody.
nation? Is there a nation called the Aboriginals?
No, there isn't.
So are they nobodies?
No, they belong to whatever tribe they belong to.
All right, see, family, that fast, that fast. These guys cannot compete. All right, they're not on my level at all. These are all lightweight people. That fast. He's just said that if your nation is not called by what you call yourself, then you're a nobody. He just said the Aboriginals are not called after. That's not a nation. He said they don't have a nation, and then he just backtracked. So everything he just said went down a toilet that fast.
Yeah.
A nation called the Aboriginals.
500 different ethnicities, right? So either way, you're a nobody because
So
there's no nation
okay, so
called black.
how many
You're a
more?
nobody.
Okay, so now
so you're
is there a
nobody.
nation? Is there a nation called the Aboriginals?
No, there isn't.
So are they nobodies?
No, they belong to whatever tribe they belong.
Hey, family, this is how easy they are. That easy, man. It doesn't like to some of y'all, y'all listen to these guys and they're just scholars and you're just sold. You no longer want to call yourself black from guys like that. That's crazy. But that says a lot about you guys, like where your mental is at. A guy that dumb can easily get you to drop black. That's why the question remains, are you dumb? Like, so you let a dummy convince you of your birthrights, right? Your birthright status. So you're not black because of a fool who just said, what's the nation black? There's no nation black. Therefore, you're nobody. You're homeless. Aboriginal. Are they real people? Yes. Are they a nation? There is a nation called Aboriginal? No. So are they homeless and are they nobodies? No. He just said that.
Yeah, they belong to whatever tribe they belong to.
This guy, do your light work, and you're falling apart tonight,
bro.
But what about the Asantes?
You're still a nobody. No, you are a nobody. You're black. You don't have a nation called black. Muhammad Ali spoke about that, bro. He goes, man, if we're Negroes, we don't even have a home. He says, what's the home of the Negro? Same thing. You're black. You don't have a home. There's no nation called home, but I'm an American. I have a home, America.
Hey, stop doing that, man. Stop. Okay, so the best of my ability, I let him talk, right? I let him go in. Okay, so now he's going to reference, let me go a little further. He's going to reference Dr. King, and I'm going to cook him there too. Everywhere he went, he pretty much contradicted himself. Like his logic just fell apart. Okay, let me see. What do you say about Dr. King? Match case. Whole word. There we go. All right, so I think it's right here. I think it's right here. Now, SLE44 had made another great observation. So he was saying we're black, that means nothing, we're nobody, we're homeless because we call ourselves black. SLE44 said, wait a minute. But the people who don't call themselves black, that call themselves after their nations, that have a flag and everything, he said, but all of those people are now in 2025 calling themselves black. So are they giving up their homeland and their nationhood to be homeless with us? Because now all of a sudden they're all black, and that's what they're claiming. They're claiming they're black. So of course, dude ain't mentally prepared for all these challenges and these contradictions and illogical reasonings in his cult religion. Okay, so here is his position on Dr. King.
Martin Luther King Jr. said we're American, and culturally we're American. Frederick Douglass.
Did he say Dr. King? S44. Dr. King said we're black too. This is a fool. Like, how do you quote? Okay, hold on. I want to wait till he get in because that was me quoting him, but he said it live as he called in. Okay, here we go. Yeah, give me a second to find him saying.
Martin Luther King Jr. said we're American and culturally we're American. Frederick Douglass during slavery said
I already did it. Dr. King said something else though.
The language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
You see, so again, don't call for me if I ain't send you. All right. If I didn't send for you, stay in your lane, buddy.
we're American.
Matter of fact, nephew, stay in your lane, nephew. Okay.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. So why'd you make the Dr. King reference?
Hang on 1 second. So you can hear me, right? All right.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Dr. King, which one? I just got in, bro. I haven't heard
Oh.
anything but what you just said. I've been with my daughter, taking the swimming lessons and all that good stuff. I'm a family man. Had to work today, do what you do, do what we do to pay those bills and daughter time and family time. So I got about an hour or so right now. So I'm good. So I didn't hear anything. I just got in. But so
Okay.
what?
Oh, so I call you Laterio. Okay, so you used Dr. King as a reference point because
Yes.
you said that he said we were American, right?
Yeah, he said it. He said we know nothing about Africa. And he said it
Right.
again. We don't know nothing about Africa. And
Right,
he goes,
right.
we are American and culturally we are American and we gotta
Right.
realize we're American. Huh? Yeah.
And he also said we're black and beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So is that true too?
Black and beautiful? Well, that's
Yeah.
what he thought. Yeah, we're not black. Okay, let me just keep it a buck.
Wait,
We're
hold on,
not black.
Wait, I got it. But I'm just saying, look, I'm trying to teach you how to do this.
No, you're not
You
teaching me
can't.
anything, bro.
Yeah, well,
Stop
you're
it,
right.
bro.
You're right. I'm not teaching you, but
I'm not your child.
but you should.
Continue.
But you should. I
Continue.
know you're emotional, but you should be
No,
getting
you're
taught.
emotional, bro. You're coming up here with digs, man. Just go ahead and say what you got to say.
Okay. You can't use Dr. King to reference him saying we're American and then say, yeah, he said it, so it's true. But then I say, but he also said we're black and beautiful. You say, okay, that's not true. That's not how research goes, buddy. Either he's a good reference
listen
or he's
to me.
not.
Listen, I said when
Right.
he said he's black, he's not black. It's metaphorical.
So
we're
why do you say,
literally.
shit.
Listen to me, bro. Martin Luther King Jr. is brown. He's not black.
Okay, so this is the next day he called in, right? This is yesterday. So now he's trying to reposition his argument. I have no problem with that. So now he came up with a way because at first he was saying we don't call ourselves black. We were historically always ashamed to be black. So when I showed the video, because he referenced Dr. King to say we're proud Americans. So I use his reference to show, hey, your guy also said we're black and you denied that. So he had to come up with a way to justify that. Oh, yeah, well, Dr. King, metaphorically, we're saying we're black. That's where he's at now.
He was speaking metaphorically. We are literally American. And I don't know if you understand the difference.
Got it. Wait, hold on. No. So got it. So I want to ask your opinion now. When the average FBA person say they're black, do you believe they're saying they're dark as Bernie Mac or
No, they're speaking they're speaking metaphorically. They're black.
Right. Okay, right. So but you said we're not black metaphorically, right?
No, metaphorically we're black. Metaphorically means not real. Look at metaphorically. Yeah. Listen to me. Let me explain. Metaphorically means not real.
Confused.
So no, listen to me. Anytime
bro, you're so confusing, and you're confusing.
Bro, listen to me. Let me straighten it out for you.
You switched his whole argument.
No, listen to me. Anytime you speak metaphorically, you can be that because it's not real. That's what I said. Martin Luther King Jr. is not black, but he's speaking metaphorically. But we are literally American. You see what I'm saying?
Wait,
so we're literally American.
Hold on. Slow down. Because now I'm sure the entire chat's confused. So when Dr. King said I'm black and beautiful, he spoke English, right?
Yeah, he spoke English. Yep.
Okay, so he was describing himself, right?
Yep.
And in that description, did he say he's black and beautiful?
Yes.
So he called himself black. I don't care how you want a metaphorical, literal. He called himself black, right?
Yes, he did.
So is he black?
Yeah,
And the way,
metaphorically, he's black. He's not literally black. That's a
yo,
fact,
who
bro.
called? Okay, FBAs don't use. Okay, bro, I don't know where you're at right in this conversation today, but it like you split some stuff up, bro. When we say we're black, remember the whole proper noun versus adjective thing we had the other day. So when we say black, you remember the capital B. We use it in a proper noun sense. We don't use it as a descriptor.
Bro, listen to me. Listen to me. When
I'm
you say
listening.
you're black, you're not
Right.
speaking literally. When I say I'm an
Right.
American, no, listen to me. When I say I'm an American, I am speaking literally. I trump you because you're
No,
speaking
you
No, no,
don't.
listen to
You
me.
don't.
Just give
Yeah,
me
no, but
10,
you can't misrepresent.
give
No,
me 10 seconds.
but you can't misrepresent me and I just be quiet because then it's like I'm acquiescing to that. No, that I don't. That's not my stance.
Okay, are you literally black?
No, but
Okay,
that's the
then I
name.
win this
Okay,
point. You lose. You
you
got
you
cooked.
don't. Your comprehension is slow, dude. We are the black is okay. Do you know? Let me. This is a better question. Do you know why we say we're black?
Well, there's different reasons why people say
No,
we're
no.
black.
Okay, I'm saying the average FBA. When we say we're a foundational Black American, do you know how we define Black? Yes or no?
Explain it to me. Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm
Okay,
going to shut up
right.
and
But
you
I'm
explain it
I'm
to me.
asking you first. You can't say we're not Black and don't have a definition for it. I'm saying when we
Okay, when I say you're black, I'm
no
talking
no
about
no, it's not you. It's when we say we're Black. You said we're not, right?
yeah, literally. Okay, I'm talking about the color black, like the
Okay,
screen. You see
dude.
the black drop black, those letters black.
So okay,
You're
so do
not
you
literally
believe?
black.
Okay, cool, got it. So do you believe when we say we're foundation Black Americans? Do you believe we think we're the color of those letters? Do you
No,
think we're communicating that?
no, you're not.
Okay. So what do you believe we're communicating?
Metaphoric. That's the problem.
Okay,
That's
but
the issue.
no, but
It's
just
metaphoric.
no. Okay, explain the metaphoric definition of how we use black. Explain what we're doing.
Well, because you're not black, but you're saying you're black. So you're using black as an experience or whatever you want to call it, but you're not literally black, like a black cat, black house. You're
Hey,
using it metaphorically. You're not
okay.
black.
So now I see why you're behind the eight ball. Okay, yeah, we can literally say we're the Ninja Turtles. We can use what the hell is an Asante? That's a made up word that they came up with and describe themselves. What's a Yoruba? What's a German? These are made up words from human beings who said we are that. What's an Eritrean? They made it up, but they said this is who we are. This is the lineage. Black the same way, and then we're explaining what black is.
What is black to
Okay,
you, Ron?
okay,
What is
cool.
black to
No,
you, Ron?
it's what is black to the FBA. It's an experience. It's the culture. It's everything. It's the ethnogenesis. It's our unique everything that comes with the ethnogenesis. We're saying that's black, and we're saying, and that's why nobody else can be black because you got to experience our ethnogenesis, like every bit, point for point, or you're not black.
Okay, Ron,
So
listen.
wait. So wait. Before you do that, did you understand that?
Yeah, you're saying black to you is an experience. Am I correct?
Okay. Did you explain? Did you understand everything I just said? I said everything that comes with our ethnogenesis, we call that black. Is that understood?
Yeah, today. Today, yeah, you're talking about the last 50 years. You're not talking about 400 years ago. You're talking about the last
Of course.
50 years.
Okay, bro. In 40 years, the last 400 years, did we say we're American? The last 400 years?
Yeah, Frederick Douglass said we are Americans.
400 years?
Yeah,
400 years?
well, it was what?
Oh,
Frederick was
yeah, okay.
1800s.
Yeah,
So we're talking about
you're
centuries
okay.
ago. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, S44. You see what he did right there? He held me to 400 years. I helped him to 400 years, and he thought Frederick Douglass was around here in 400, the last 400 years.
I didn't say that, bro.
You're crazy. I just asked you, did we call ourselves black? I mean, American 400 years ago? You said yes, Frederick Douglass. You're crazy.
I didn't say we called ourselves black 400 years ago. Frederick Douglass.
Okay.
I said Frederick Douglass said we're American.
No. Okay. But no, I corrected myself. I said the last 400 years, did we call ourselves American? You said yes. I said who? You said Frederick Douglass said it. You're crazy.
Boy, you're splitting hairs because you lost. But let me pivot real quick. I didn't come here to debate that side, and we can debate it. But I want to tell you something, Ron. And this
I bet you didn't.
And this is the foundation of why I'm here.
There's levels to this, man.
No. Listen.
As you're finding out tonight.
No, there's not levels. You're just being foolish. But forget it. I'm talking to you, Ron. Listen to me.
Yeah.
You're black. I am American. You're nobody. You don't have a nation. You don't have the USA flag is not
Okay.
yours. The anthem. Listen, let me just land, bro.
I said,
I
cool.
told you.
I'm ad-libbing.
Listen to me. I am not here to change your mind
Wait,
on
wait.
black.
Now, I'm not saying you are, but I need to ask you
Oh my
why.
God, I can't land
So
my
I,
plan, bro.
so
Whew.
I can't question you while you land your plane.
Well,
Okay, go ahead.
it's only gonna take 15 seconds.
Go ahead, religious teacher. Go ahead.
Okay, you're black. I'm not
Right.
here to change the. You call yourself black, and you can
Or you
use.
can't. You're gonna lose.
No, bro. You're black. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm simply saying
You
you're
tried
no.
last night.
Okay, will you stop, bro?
All right, go ahead.
You're black. I accept that. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm letting you know in your chat know that you being black, you're nobody because you don't even have a
Why?
nation because there's no nation called black. The USA flag is not yours. The USA anthem is not yours. So when you
Okay.
say you're black, no, listen, give me 15 more seconds. You're a
God damn.
nobody.
Now more
You
seconds.
don't, no, you don't have a nation. And moreover, if you want to say, well, I'm black and one
Aboriginals.
no, there isn't.
So are they nobodies?
No, they belong to whatever tribe they belong to. Yeah, they belong to whatever
Okay.
tribe they belong to.
Yeah. All right. So I gave you the full context, right? So just in case somebody say I'm cherry picking, cropping or clipping, that was a full context. Okay. So like these guys might be again. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how somebody could come to my space, listen to me, listen to Jason Black, listen to Tariq Nasheed, and then go or Yvette or Ed Friedman, and then go back and listen to him and say he has a point and says, "Wow, he's deep." Okay, if you believe that, that's because you want to believe that, and like you're probably on that Russian troll farm payroll. Nothing. Like he just contradicted himself the whole time. The Dr. King reference bit him. He said, Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, they don't count, they're religious. But then he quotes Muhammad Ali, who's religious from the same organization. He says, if you're black, there's no nation tied to it. So you're homeless and you don't, and you know, your nationhoodless. And then he says the Aboriginals don't have a nation, but they are not homeless. They're not. He just contradicted and walked back everything he said. That's why I say if folks want to listen to these guys go, okay, it's because you want to believe it, right? And I don't see you as any different than him. And the phone number and link is there for you too. Yeah, the phone number and link is there for you too. So the link is pinned to the top. Anybody who believes we should drop black, please click that link, ask for the phone number, and let's have a conversation. You see, I wasn't really, I was chilling. I was having fun. I wasn't yelling at him, disrespecting him, cutting him off. He was going in, making a fool of himself, but going in. But another guy called in later on. Let me play him. And Revenue's supposed to call in today. So another guy called in.
And called it that. But the natives on that land.
I'm going to get to him. The king to prove we're American. Look at it, bro. I'm gonna go on mute.
So I could
Is that why he kept calling you Ron the whole damn show? All right.
possibly. Well, I'm not sure.
So as you can see, Tether Dream called in. So they were all coming over to try to win against me. They were all trying to defeat me. So BSIA called in first. He took an L. Tether Dream was like, I got you. I'll defend you. He took an L, and then Revenue called in to defend both of them, you know, like a Kung Fu movie, right? But I had to go. I wish I had more time, but I had to go. All right. So Revenue was supposed to call in today to try to defend those guys and, you know, win something for them, I guess. But that's that FBA glow I was talking about. That's the FBA glow that we have that nobody else has, and they're trying to steal it because they can't get it naturally. They had their whole life to get it. They don't have it. They don't have the same influence as we have. So everybody wants that glow. So to get that glow in their mind, they think they got to make us look dumb and embarrass us and make us look like criminals before the world. And they think the glow would come onto them. And some people could say the glow is the energy of the ancestors. Some say it's majority spirit. Folks define the glow different ways, express it different ways. I just call it the glow. The FBA glow, the influence is something about us that the world says, yo, I want to do it because they are doing it. Again, we're the only people to turn a color into a color that had a bad. Let me add this. This what separates black from white, because white is probably used as a proper noun as well. But the difference is white was always used in a positive sense. Pure, angelic, holy. So it was always in a positive sense. We had black, it was always negative. So we took that negative adjective and we got the world respect now for a word that was worldly negative. In almost every culture, if you said black, it had negativity attached to it. We took that word and we rebranded it and made it a positive. Now you have people from other countries saying they're black. They have a whole country, nationhood flag, all that stuff, their own language, and they are saying they are black. That's called, I call it FBA glow. Okay, that's what I call it. All right, listen to Tether Dream.
I don't really think so. I think he was just making a mistake, because I've called
Obsessed
him
with
Ron,
me.
but I've called him Ron.
Yeah, well, that would make sense if he reminded
To prove to him that Black Americans are proud to be Black and never had a problem with referring to themselves as Black. Is that your background, Ron?
I don't. Maybe maybe.
There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of
Oh
talking where you're at.
There's a lot of people talking. I mean, I tell you, I'm not lying. And by the way, Revenue is allowed to call in. The link is at the top. BSII can call back in. He could try again. I got no problem trying in. But Tether Dream, you're not allowed back over here. Okay, so just go back to your failed channel with 2 people in your attendance watching your lives. But no, like he left here last night, family cursing and trying to sabotage the channel, cussing and just saying the most ridiculous stuff. So he's no longer allowed back over here. So he got to stay in this failed channel that nobody goes to. Lying. So family, you see when I say I'm in a diner, an expensive diner, I'm not lying. I'm in a real diner. So thanks for reminding the chat. So chat, go ahead and if you can cash app your brother a few coins. You feel me? Because these diners, these settings are very expensive, and this is more packed than what it normally would be. So you see, I'm not lying. I'm really be in diners every time I go live and during the day. Look ahead, bro. I'm gonna go on mute.
Yeah, it's extra loud. Like it's more loud than usual in the diner today. But the same way you used Martin Luther King to prove to BSIA that Black Americans were proud to be Black, and that doesn't take away from them being American. Martin Luther King also referred to Caribbeans and Africans as his Black brothers as well. So how come you don't use Martin Luther King, or can Martin Luther King be used to convince you that Black Americans are not the only Blacks, since Martin Luther King referred to Black people everywhere as his Black brothers?
Okay, so let me answer that. I did not use Dr. King the way you thought I did. I used Dr. King to contradict him because I was showing him how to research. I'm saying that he's being selected. How can you use Dr. King to prove we're American when Dr. King also said we're Black, that he goes against? So I was saying which Dr. King is true. The one that says we're black and beautiful, or the one that says we're American? Because to him, those two terms contradict. So I was showing him, hey, you're using Dr. King to say we're American, and you agree with that when Dr. say we're not black, also but Dr. King said we're black. So I was
Yeah, I
showing
think he
him
was. Yeah, I think he was using Dr. King. Yeah, I think he was using Dr. King to say that we're not black and that we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be black.
So I was using Dr. Yeah, family, good idea. Like the video, we're like so many likes away. I ain't going to 50, 60 likes away. Like the video. Thank you. The King. So I was using his own source to contradict him and get him up out of
Right,
there.
you were using Dr. King to prove to him that we are black. But my
No,
question
no. And by the way, we can say we're on code because you know why? That's just a bunch of words in your mouth. You know, people can say what they want to say in their mouth, right? But you have a finger, like you have legs, you have a brain. Okay, we have to act on code. So part of acting on code is to like the video. That's an easy action. Easy action to just like the video. No. I was not you. That's not why I was using Dr. King
proud
to prove anything.
That we're proud to be black.
Not even that. I was okay, bro. If you tell me you love dogs and hate cats, right? Then you use your, let's say, neighbor as an example. She said, "Yeah, I love dogs." You say, "See, Ron?" She said, "See, Ron? She loves dogs." But if I play her other side, say, "Hey, she loves cats too." You see, that's what I did. I said, "No, she did love dogs, but she don't hate cats. She also loves cats." So I was showing him his source agrees with him and me. So you can't use them as like, hey, Dr. King said it, so I'm right. No, Dr. King said both, so you're wrong. Because according to him, listen, so according to him, Dr. King shouldn't have said we're black. See, Dr. King saying he's black and American agrees with me. I say I'm black American. He says I'm not black, I'm American. So he used Dr. King. Okay, you're missing the answer. Hey, let me get Carlos Way. Hey, why don't you click the okay, hold on. So now you got my attention. So when you get my attention, yeah, this what happens from here, Carlos Way. Carlos Way, you need to click the link or call in, or I got to time you out. Okay, so you have a lot of thoughts in the chat, right? And you get to say it on the big screen now, right? So I'm putting the information in the chat. So I got the link right there, and here's the phone number. You said it's much easier to view black to denote race. It becomes extremely confusing when folk use black to denote ethnicity. It's confusing to a person who's dumb. Yes. But so here is the phone number and meeting ID. Black Sam with the super chat $4.99. Appreciate you. He said the name change Foundation Black American Citizens, FBAC. How can citizens not have a country? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Foundation Black American Citizens. Okay, so there you go. Carlos Way. You're in the chat, right? You're saying some things, and to you, they make sense. Everybody makes sense until they call in, right? You see what happens to Tether, Dream, Revenue, and BSAI. So Carlos Way, I want you to call in or click the link and explain how black as a race makes more sense and is less confusing than black as an ethnonym or ethnicity. So there's the phone number. It's 11:51. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So by 11:55, you have not chimed in with us, I'm gonna consider you one of those trolls from the Russian troll farms, and I gotta get you out of here. I gotta get you going. Okay, no. Okay, look. You said I can't hear you. You don't have a mic. Do you have a phone number? You can call the link. There's a phone. Look, I gave you the phone number. So you don't need a microphone. You just need a phone. Here. There you go. You don't need a microphone for a phone number. That's why I have two options. It's the Zoom link and a phone number. I don't want anybody to have no excuse. Hey, I don't have a computer. Oh, my tablet, I can't see the screen. Okay, cool. Here's the phone number. So there you go, buddy. I want to hear this logic from you. You might make sense. You might be able to, we might go with you. But I want to hear it out though, because it's coming off as you're just being a distraction. I didn't use
on
Dr.
purpose.
King for your purposes. I used Dr. King to his own source to contradict him. That's what I did.
See, I'm aware that that's what you did. I'm aware of that.
Yeah, but Carlos, but you are trolling right now. I'm saying to call out what you're saying we shouldn't use black as an ethnicity. We should use it as a race. That goes against all of FBA's Adolph's and Friedman's talking points. So that's trolling. That goes against reparations. So I need you to call in now. Because do you understand that? What you just said goes against our reparations claim. So you got to defend that now. You got it now?
I'm not sure why you're not aware that I'm aware of that. But the same way.
Because the question you're asking me, that's why I don't think you're aware of it.
So let me just, outside of all of that, you claim that Black Americans are the only Blacks.
Yep,
But
I proved that over and over and over.
But Martin Luther King refers to Caribbeans and Africans as his Black brothers. So how come you're not? How come you're ignoring Martin Luther King in this context,
it's not,
but you're accepting him in?
Okay, I see, family, he doesn't get it. I'm not holding him as the end all be all. See, you missed it again. See, S44. That's why I kept repeating to him, and he kept saying he got it. He didn't get it. Dude, I'm showing him his source, not my source. Dr. King is his source. I'm showing him, your source said we're American and Black. You're out of there. So you know the phrase, he died at his source. You familiar with that, right? So I'm showing him he died at his own source. I'm not using Dr. King as my source. I'm using his source to say, he said we're both. He's saying what I'm saying. So that's his source, not my source.
Right. Maybe I just missed it, but when I was listening, the main thing I thought you were proving was that Martin Luther King was proud to be Black. Like, I thought that's the main thing. I did not hear in Martin Luther King what you played of him saying anything about him being American. He was just talking about the Black thing.
Yeah. You missed it because we had a conversation yesterday. So a lot of what we're talking about.
Maybe you can play it again. Maybe you can play the Martin Luther King piece again.
I don't. Okay, family. So I already played it again. I played it again today, but I was not going to play it again last night for that tether. We don't need to play again for that tether. I played it again today. We all heard him. Okay. You see how that works, Tether Dream? Don't need to play it again because he is using, this is the last time I say this, last time. He is saying we're American and we're not Black. And he said, even Dr. King agrees to that. He said, listen to this. And he played so he's saying Dr. King agrees with him and not me. So he played Dr.
You said
King
Dr. King agreed with you.
No. Dude, it's not, that's not what I'm doing, bro. You got to listen and be quiet.
Dr. King agrees with you, though.
So you don't want to listen? You just want to keep rambling?
No, because it seems like I'm just trying to be clear on what you.
So he's trying to be tether clear, and I'm telling him over and over what I'm saying, and he's acting like he doesn't get it. And matter of fact, he might not get it, because a lot of these tethers are really just stupid, and that's why the question is, are you dumb? Okay. I'm explaining over and over and over what just happened, and he's purposely or just inherently not getting it. Okay. Let me mute you. All right. Let me mute you. He used Dr. King to prove he's right. I use Dr. King to prove he's wrong. By his own reference, the angle he's using, he ignored Dr. King saying he's also Black. So I'm saying, hey, play the rest of it, basically. So so when he played it and press pause, I said, hey, unpause and let him keep talking. That's what I did. So I'm saying, so he's not saying what you said, just that right there. He said it both. You're wrong. So now, if I do this, Tether Dream, if I say even Dr. King agrees with me that we're the only black people in the world, and then you quote that, then I lost. You feel me? I won't do that. Because I know Dr. King said my black brothers, he's using it as an adjective. He's using it as a descriptor. He's not using it as they're part of the lineage. Okay, that would just be dumb because it's false. Like he even said he called them Caribbean, so he understands like they're from a whole different place, whole different experience, whole different ethnogenesis. So when he used it as a descriptor, an adjective, color. The black brothers, but it wasn't like he's part of the same lineage of how we use it. So you're kind of missing that. Okay, but
And I'm
Can I unmute? Can I unmute?
yeah. No, you good, but you could try again. It's not gonna work.
No,
And
that's
Dr. King,
fine. No,
he's not the leader. All right.
right, that's
Okay,
fine.
but go ahead.
So let me just ask the question straight up then. Do you think Dr. King is wrong in referring to Caribbeans and Africans as his black brothers?
Hey, yo, family. I don't know if these guys I don't know if non-FBA just got a low comprehension. I just said he used black as an adjective. I just said that he used it as my black brother adjective, black like us. He didn't use it as a capital B. Right. So there's nothing to disagree with. If he's saying, hey, you're my black brother, skin folk is kinfolk. That's what I'm trying to communicate to this tether. Is Dr. King used it as, hey, skin folk is my kinfolk. I mean, what are we missing here? That would make no sense. He identified them as being Caribbean. So he showed a distinction between we're not the same people. You're Caribbean, I'm American.
And
So
there are times when, and you can point out that there are times when Dr. King, in his speeches, in his written speeches, he used a capital B on the word black and a common B. Like he made the distinction, like the same way in the Bible, certain things are written in there. God is sometimes in a capital G and a small G.
He couldn't have. He been assassinated. This dude compared capital B, which is new, black, and lowercase b, adjective, black, to capital G in the Bible and lower G in the Bible. This dude is nuts. That's in 1968. All right.
Right.
He couldn't have. He been assassinated in 1968. All right.
Right. So he didn't use the small G, big G thing. He just used one B.
Yeah, the lowercase b, right? Because
he just
capital
used
B
one B to refer to all of us. So what you
right. I gotta mute you. Capital B came later, you dumbass. It came through use of language, like how we say fresh.
Then why are you bringing it up?
Okay, so that's it. He's missing that we're FBA. We got the glow, right? We're very innovative. Our culture, our language, even the name of our lineage evolves. It was once called Negro, colored, Afro-American, Black, African American, and now foundational Black American. Our dances evolve. We don't have a dance like merengue and salsa where it's over and over and over. Our dances, the Running Man is popping now and is garbage 5-7 years. You Soldier Boy is popping then, is garbage now. We don't do it again. Peace. Is this Carlos?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Is this Carlos?
Cool. Say what now?
Is this Carlos from the chat?
Yep, it's Carlos. So, bro.
All right, hold on. Wait 1 second. Let me just change your name.
All right.
I got yes, sir.
All right. Sorry about that, man. Trying to, I'm not good with the technology. So,
That's all good.
All right. So let's go ahead and tackle this. So you're saying black denotes ethnicity, correct?
The way we use it. Yes. The way we use it today.
Okay. So here's the thing. Like, what is our race?
Okay, so race is something. Race is a social construct, something the white man made up. So,
Right.
so
Okay.
yeah, so
Let
most
me.
people not even off race, right?
Okay. So let me go ahead and stop you right there. Like, we all use race. Let's just start there. Like,
We don't
the
all use race.
government
No,
use race.
okay. I just this government, but the rest of the world doesn't. Okay, and this government also use racial discrimination. We don't use that. So just because the government they also use mass incarceration. They do a lot. They use a lot of things, but some things
Right,
we
but
accept,
here's
some
the
things
thing
we
though.
reject.
We don't live in a raceless society, right? Like, I'm talking about, you know, how things are practiced. So we have ethnicity, we have race, we have nationality. So our nationality is American, correct?
Yeah.
Our ethnicity, I'll use, even though we're trying to get away from it, I'll say African American, right? So
No, I'm not going to use that.
no, I'm talking about for this conversation,
No,
just to
I'm not
make
going to use
things
that for
easy.
no. Yeah, I'm not going to use that for no conversation I'm involved in.
Okay. Well, what do you wanna use
Black,
as
the name of
ethnicity?
the show, Black.
But that's what I'm trying to get at. Black is
Okay.
not an ethnicity because
Why not? Why
listen,
not?
okay, are Africans, are Black Africans, Black Caribbeans, Black
There's
racially?
no such thing as a
Are
Black African
they
or
either are
okay.
or not? And
So
what is their race?
so let me answer the question first. There's no such
Okay.
thing as a Black Caribbean or Black um African if you're using it with the capital B. Now, if you're describing how they look, yes, you could say black, but they're really just dark skinned. Nobody was so yeah, black. They were called black by white people in a derogatory sense. They weren't describing like their skin tone, like saying, "Oh, it's black and beautiful." They were dark skinned people for the most part, but white people purposely use black, not to call them dark skinned, but to call them like undesirable, uncomely. That's historically
Okay.
factual. Cool. Wait. So you got to know that. So, but they call themselves dark. They're obviously dark. Okay. So we know white people were the first to start calling dark people black, and not to like represent their skin tone, but to disrespect them, like saying they're ugly. Okay. So when you say Black Caribbean or Black Nigerian, you don't have to say black. They don't say black because mostly all of them are dark skinned. So there's no point to highlight their skin tone. Most of them look the same. So you just could say Nigerian and that almost automatically tell you how they look. You don't need to add the qualifier to emphasize. You could just say Nigerian. You could just say Kenyan. We already understand they look
Okay.
a certain way. Right. So now with us, we got to say Black American because there's another American who looks different than us. So that's to avoid confusion in a lot of conversations. So, and also American, when it was used outside of the 1828 definition, it was used specifically for those who got European descent. So when you say American, the person, even now, you automatically think a white person. If they say, hey, 4 Americans died, you automatically think white. So we don't take on the term American for that reason. We don't want people to believe we're white. We're like, no, we're not white. We're black.
I'm just waiting for you to finish.
But are you listening though? Are you? I understand you waiting for me to
Oh,
finish.
I'm
But
listening to you.
okay, go
I
ahead.
mean,
That's all. Okay, all right,
oh,
I'm
okay.
done.
All right. So the reason I say Black Caribbean, I'm gonna use Jamaica as an example. So Jamaica has Black people, Indian people, and Asian people, but specifically I'm talking
How do they
about,
have
like,
black
look,
people? See, you're using words. How are there black people in? Wait, Jamaica? Aren't they? Aren't Jamaicans Jamaican? Like, isn't Jamaica full of Jamaicans?
yes, but what is their race? That's what I'm trying to get
Okay,
at.
dude. Okay, right. That's what I'm trying to say. you're confusing yourself with a made up, man-made social construct by white folks. So if anything, it's white people added the confusion. But by them keep saying somebody's race is black or white, the confusion are white people saying that. That's freaking confusing. Those people in Jamaica have a Jamaican flag. They have a Jamaican culture, Jamaican language. Everything about them is Jamaica. They don't say black at all. There's no blackness in nothing they represent over there. In language, everything is Jamaican. The colors are Jamaican. The language Jamaican. The food Jamaican. There's no black Jamaican restaurant in Jamaica. It's just Jamaican restaurant or whatever they got going on. Everything is just Jamaican. Just like over here, and when the African braiding shop, it's not black braiding shop. It's called an African braiding shop. So they usually bring their culture wherever they go. So it's
Okay.
you, like you're adding confusion. You're saying there's blacks in Jamaica, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's just Jamaicans in Jamaica, and then might be some Indian and Chinese. But you see what we're saying? We're saying Chinese, what they were called yellow. Are they yellow? So we're saying there's Chinese people in Jamaica, there's Indians in Jamaica, and guess what? There are Jamaicans in Jamaica.
Okay. So what you're saying is, so how do they distinguish between the racial groups? Are you saying it's raceless?
Bro, people are called not by their race. People are called by their country of origin. They're not called by their race, and the race is new. I keep going back to that. Their race is something new. Hey, do you know how new the word black is when people start to associate in a positive sense? Do you know the year when people start to associate black with people in a positive sense? Do you know the year?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Nobody was black as a race before 1960.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, see, that's the problem. Like your historical reference is bad. The first people to call themselves black was in America, and it wasn't a race. It was our ethnonym. It was the name of our lineage. No different. So when we said black, that was no different than Mexican. That was no different than Chinese. It was used in the same sense as that.
Okay.
So now look, now the world, wait. So the world ain't stopped, and the world ain't start embracing, because remember, historically, the world, like BSIA said, the world, and Dr. King said, the world always rejected black. It was always negative things that were associated. So nobody's going to embrace black until we had the glow. We made it popping. We redefined it. We gave it a new image. Jesse Owens, and the Michael Jordans. Now, after all that, the 90s and 2000s, now people want to be black. 50 years, 60 years later, people want to be black. But it was uncool because it was always tied to undesirable things.
Okay. So essentially what you're saying is the only people on planet Earth that were, and let me make sure I'm getting you correct. The only people on planet Earth that were designated as quote black are us, Black Americans.
Bingo, and we designated ourselves. Right, you got it.
No.
Okay, go.
No.
Okay, go. Go ahead. So now I'm embarrassing for everybody. Go.
Okay. All right. So everybody, like the opposite of white around the world, the Europeans labeled as black, correct?
As a color, right?
Would you agree?
As a color, right? No. Ain't no but. I'm clarifying what you're saying. You're just saying words, and I'm being specific. As a color, right? Okay. But I'm telling you, as a color, right? Right. We don't use black. Okay, cool. We don't use black as a color today, my boy. We use it as the right now. I already showed people. Google it. The word black has a capital B. That's not a color. That's a proper noun. You got to know basic English.
I know what that is.
Okay. So if you know what that is, then you can't use a reference in the 1800s when people were using a lowercase b adjective to describe people, when today we're using a capital B to describe one people, and that's in America, with a lineage that ties to slavery in America, the United States of America. So
right,
the
but
black, it's okay, but you're not listening. You're not okay. This is the issue. No, you're not listening. You're talking. You sound foolish. Read the chat. Okay, so black with a capital B. listen to this. This either true or false. This I know you listening now. So when people describe people as black with a capital B, was there anybody before the descendants of slaves in this country?
Repeat the question. What did you say?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, not listening.
No, I mean, because I'm trying to hold on.
Right.
Because I got
You trying to process it. I get it. I know. I could tell you're not focused. I know.
No, hold
Okay,
on.
that's why I kept saying you're not following. Right. Yeah, turn that down.
Give me a second because I got you.
Get your heart medicine, get your insulin.
Because I'm gonna tell you.
All right. Like I said, y'all can keep sending these guys over here, and I'm gonna keep sending them back to you in the damn casket.
Now, so that capital B in black was not referring to ethnicity; it's referring to race. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now you are officially dumb. Yeah. You are officially dumb. If you think that, you why don't you just Google it real fast? Like you are officially dumb. Now look, let's move forward. I'm not gonna go back and forth with that anymore. Now, when it comes to reparations, should they be lineage based or race based?
It should be lineage.
So we can't use black as a race then, right?
So here's the thing. That's that's kind of complex. Like
these guys, no, this is not complex. Hey, these guys' family, y'all can keep sending these guys, whoever the Russian troll farm, keep sending these guys. I'm gonna keep sending them back in the casket.
No, this is just me.
Okay. So wait, no. Okay, wait. I got it. No.
You can't be.
No. Okay. Well, right there, you just got deleted. All right. So now number two. The second question is this: are you familiar with the transatlantic slave trade?
Of course.
Okay, so who did the buying and selling, based on your research?
Who did the buying and selling?
Yes, you just said you're familiar with it. So who did the buying and selling?
Yes, the Europeans did the buying, the selling. The Africans did it. I mean, that's what's going on. That's like basic.
I don't know. I mean, shit, I would think basic is what I thought was basic earlier. It seemed difficult to you to understand that black with a capital B. I thought that was basic. I thought that was just basic second grade grammar. You got adjectives and proper nouns.
We're just gonna have to disagree on that because they
there's nothing to disagree.
You have the white.
There's nothing to disagree. There's nothing to disagree to. Okay.
We'll just now go ahead with your point.
Yeah, you sound crazy. Like, how you gonna tell? I don't. Okay, yes, you do. Listen, this might be false, right? What I'm about to say, it might be false, but this is what I believe, right?
Okay.
With no proof. I think you're a tether, and I'm telling you, I have no proof.
Tether?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I have no proof. But I think you're a tether. Okay. I'm gonna tell you why.
Where are you from?
Okay, we'll get to that. All right.
Okay.
So, right, I'm foundational, right? Okay. So I think you're a tether, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because you keep saying race, and we know race is a social construct that white people made up, right? Right? White people made up race, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now, we got the right to define things. My lineage have the right to define things as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When we say black, my lineage, we're not referring to race. We're referring to a specific lineage. That's why I say I think you're a tether, because you're telling us that we can't define ourselves. We're not using race when we say we're black. We're using lineage, a specific lineage.
Okay. All right. So
get that now? So now so to go forward. Oh, wait. So to go forward is going to be useless. If I'm telling you we don't use black as race, my lineage, we use it as an ethnonym, an identifiable lineage. And for you to keep plastering black on us as a race is just ain't gonna work out. Going forward, it's not gonna work out. Okay. If you keep plastering going forward, when I say black, I'm thinking of the name of our lineage. And when I say black, you keep talking to me as it's a race. The conversation can't go further. It's just confusing at that point because you're thinking of a race. Like, and when you think of race, that's family. When he says race, that's all people of African descent in the world. Is that right? When you say black as a race, don't you consider all people of African descent to that blackness?
They're black, correct.
Okay. See, that's the problem. So fast. See,
All right,
see,
so
wait. Hold on. I'm talking to the chat real fast in case they lost in conversation. So family, this is why he keeps saying race. He wants to include all of the darker people of the world, or at least African descent people of the world in this blackness, right?
Correct.
We delineate from that. We only speak of ourselves when we say black. Is that true? When people call themselves
No,
freedmen,
when we're delineating, we're talking about ethnicity. We're not referring to race.
That's not what I'm saying right now.
People.
Wait, no,
You can have two different
I don't want
people
to mute
of
you.
a
I don't want
different
to mute you.
ethnicity, but be of the same race.
I got to mute you. So I'm gonna talk to my family. You talk to your family. I talk to my family. When he says black, he's considering the whole everybody, like a whole bunch of dark people around the world. When I say black and when we say black in the chat, we're talking to a specific lineage. So I'm saying like we can't have a conversation if we keep doing that. Okay. So for example, if I say Mike and I'm referring to Michael Jackson only, and if Born Enemy says Mike and he's only talking about Mike Tyson, then it's gonna be confusion. I'm gonna keep saying singer, song, and he gonna be talking about boxing and biting people. So, but I'm gonna remove you. I'm gonna remove you. Because it's pointless to keep doing that. I already debunked you. You're saying race. I got it. And I'm saying that's something made up by white folks to include all people of African descent in the world or all European descent in the world, Asian descent. I'm saying I get that. I reject that. I don't want to when I talk about myself and my lineage, I don't want to include everybody else every time. I want to just only include my family. I don't know how that was so hard to but again, y'all keep sending these guys, they keep falling. They keep falling. So that's why he's in the chat trolling. You see, it sounds very easy in the chat when you don't have a proper person challenging your crazy ass logic. He gets on here. Your family, they don't understand black. They don't understand lowercase capital. And that's their confusion. And some of them don't want to understand. Some of them can't because it's just not in them. That's why the question is, are you dumb? But some of them don't want to because it'll cripple all this Pan-African, all this hate FBA stuff. It cripples all that. It neutralizes it. So they gotta just act like we don't make any sense. That's what BSIA does. That's what Revenue does, and that's what Tether Dream does, and all the other ones out there. They act like we just don't make sense. So I kept repeating, going over in circles, and he still is stuck. He's stuck on stupid. And that's why I said I don't have any proof, but I think you're tethered. And if I'm wrong, then you're definitely an agent. So I would think I would rather be a tether than a goddamn paid agent. Because a tether could stop tethering and get on, be a rider. But an agent, when you go that far, because some folks be a tether without even like understanding our position. And then they could like say, you know what? I no longer feel that way anymore. I get it now. I get it, FBAs. I get it. I apologize. And they're no longer a tether. But once you're paid to sabotage and undermine, there's no recovering from that. These people be half FBA. Quentin Peace, Intuitively Wise, 7 Up, Songwriter, Sunny, Born Enemy, Claude Zandam. We got Amir Laster. I said black to people from somewhere else, and they looked at me and like I was from outer space. Like I was from outer space. Yashar Napaz, blessings, brother. Ron, an FBA fan. Boot camp, what it do? FBA News. We have Born Enemy. The little confused fella just got a mental block. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, man, they do that. Haru Prime. So he definitely got off tether vibe. Right, right, right. Let me give Haru Prime his lineage wrench moderator status. We got Miss D6 Women's Sports, and in America, we will decide who is Black American, who can use the African American. We are true Americans. Period. Yeah, I keep bet the African don't call themselves Black at all. That's what I'm trying to say. Like he calling Jamaicans Black, and that was weird. He was talking about Jamaica, but he said Indians, Chinese, and he didn't say Jamaicans. He said Blacks. So I'm like, so when are you gonna say Jamaicans? Uh, if you aren't careful with them people, they will float away until the void of no race they become restless, right? CRU Reality FBA Grand Eagle said, yes, white people created race in 1700s to justify slavery, right? That's what I'm trying to tell the guy. Like we listen, we understand when people use black as a race. We understand what they're saying. Like we're not retarded. So, when they tell somebody that's non-FBA their race is black, I disagree, but I get it. Like race is something that people do use today to link up everybody from African descent, Asian descent, and European descent. I get that. I get that. But I don't believe the name should be black. I think that's being disingenuous and that's sabotaging our uniqueness. So I think there should be another word for. I mean, it's just African descent. Like, don't we all share African descent? So that's it. Like, why call it black? Why say, hey, all you guys share African descent, so all you guys are black? No, we just all share African descent. And that's what I'm trying to communicate to the guy. But again, when people come here with a doctrine in their mind, they just can't comprehend other thoughts, other ideas. How about I'm FBA, he's Zimbabwean, this person's Haitian, and that person's Kenyan, and we all have African descent as our race, right? How about the race is just called African descent? I wouldn't even mind that. I mind calling the race black. I think that's very disingenuous, and they're trying to add that confusion. So when I say you're not black, well, I am black, it's my race. It's like, yeah, but you're not black because your race has a lowercase b, right? So you're the lower, yeah, you're black with a lowercase b, and then we gotta explain all that shit, and then a tether gets confused, and like he was very confused, and I get it. I don't expect it to make the most sense to somebody that has a doctrine, has a made up doctrine in their head, right? So you have to first come to the table, willing to understand what we're saying, and that was his issue. So we got Still Tripping, 7 Up. We got Tate, Mike D. We got Renaissance Woman. We have shout out Hero Prom. We got African Goddess. Said Jamaica is multicultural. It is also predominantly Afro-Caribbean in terms of population and cultural identity. Minority groups have integrated into Jamaican society, contributing to its rich culture. Ray Ray, Amir Lasser. We got Black Feather Archery. We got Bro in the building. Who else is in here? Keeping the chat lit. We got H in the building. Black Sand gave a donation earlier. We got Lux Beauty. Indigenous was here. Somebody deleted something he did. Okay, yeah, he been disrespectful. And Carlos Way, I hope you can just watch this over. Like if you are FBA, just watch our dialogue over later when you're like less in your feelings and more open-minded. Go watch it over, and I think it'll make more sense to you. And the more you watch our dialogue over and over and over, and maybe even like ask AI, that'll help you out a little bit. Maxwell Jenkins, TL Hall, Sam Nevels, who else? Majestic, Punisher, BX1, Fresh Always, Lord Maul, 3, Taya Tay Carter. Yeah, Maine in the building. Black Wild Indian in the building. Number one Switchblade in the building. Who else in the building that I ain't shout out? Oh, Polo Styles in the building. Who else in here? Kang George in the building. I like that name, Kang George. Spirit Within is in the building. Diamond will post what she wants in the building. So I was conversing with a young woman, and she is young. I think she's definitely under 30. Um, she got a YouTube channel. She covered diaspora wars. I think she's like from an immigrant background, maybe first gen, second gen. And she had a video going over diaspora wars. And I asked her, would she mind coming over here talking to us about diaspora wars? She said yes. But when I went to her Instagram, I watched some of her videos. She seemed very nice. Um, so what I did was I sent her the link to this live. I'm like, well, maybe you should watch my live before you join the panel. You know what I mean? Because I seen her videos. She's like, I think she's in college, whatever. But I don't believe she understands these spaces, right? So that's why I said, hey, before I invite you over here, I'm gonna give you a fair chance to like watch the live, watch how we go at it with each other and go over certain things, and then you decide if this is something you want to do after that. Because after watching her IG videos, I don't think she maybe this environment might be a little too hostile for her. So I don't know. But I gave her the link to check out for herself. If she don't think it's too hostile, then she's invited later to hop on. Tetherican. We got Wind Talker Kimmy in the building. Buckhorse DC. SWLE 44. FBA Forever. Omeria Kanat. He said they only pretend all blacks are the same with FBAs. Right, right, right. That's why I kept saying, bro, he's pushing his race thing heavy. But then at the end of the conversation, before I kicked him off, I said, when you say black as a race, you are including all the people of African descent, right? He said, yes. So I'm like, so why would you do that then? I'm just trying to speak about us. Why would you include everybody of African descent when we're just talking about us? 43 million. And you want to include billions. So we never have a me time moment. So we never got a me time moment. We never could sit and just discuss with ourselves. We got to always include the 4 billion or 2 billion, whatever billion when we talk. But when they talk, when Nigerians talk or Kenyans talk or Jamaicans talk, they're allowed to talk amongst themselves privately. But when we talk, it always got to be public, open conversation for the whole entire diaspora and the continent of Africa. That's why I say I don't believe your FBA, because I say I believe you're tethered, because that's something a tether would conclude. As ain't make any sense. He said, I bet he wants to fight now. Yeah, they all be like getting aggressive. They all get aggressive. Oh, I'll knock you out. Like, damn. Knock me out because you were wrong? Yeah, you be knocking out 43 million people. When Talker Kimmy said, I'm starting to believe they want us to participate in their pity parties. I'm over it now. Yeah, and that's a wrap. They all got to hold their own nuts. So let me see what I got before we close out. Oh yeah, so I played the rest of it with I wanted Revenue to call in today, so maybe Revenue call in a little later, because I'm interested how he gonna defend the other ones that lost, and now another one who took a L. I'm like really interested in how he's gonna defend that foolishness.
white men, like with this whole argument about, oh, I didn't put you in slavery or whatever. What do I have to do with slavery? That's the white argument, right? In America. We ain't asking you for a damn thing. We're asking the government that we bled for and died for and took from us and allowed to be taken from us to pay us back. To give us restitution for the injustice that I don't like that word reparation, because that's old school, and reparations got a bad tag, because as soon as you say reparations, that's when people lose their mind. Say restitution.
Well, you know
Restitution
what?
for injustice.
We're coming to Africa right after we get the check cut from America. We're in Africa
Yeah,
bumper
and then
next.
that's the other part. Why y'all not going out to Africa? They the ones that sold you into slavery, but yeah, bitch, you the one that bought us. So
Right
let's
now,
talk.
yeah,
Let's get that part done first,
we're
and
gonna
then
deal with
we
first
gonna
things first, right? Because we're not living in an African country, we're living in this country, and
exactly.
they continue the process after the trade. But okay, so you said, so you raised in question. You said, how come we don't claim the African descent, right?
No, I said, why don't we argue that from the perspective that I'm speaking on? Why
What's
can't we
that?
just to negate that whole argument? I'm just as African as any Chinese or fucking Russian person. They
All
the
right, so
next
let me ask.
oldest, they like the
So
next
let me say
oldest
this then.
civilizations.
Let me say this. Hey, get
All
that.
right.
Put that back. Let me ask you this. Have you done, and you too at S 44? Have both of y'all done your 23andMe?
Yes, I got my 23andMe, my ancestry DNA, and I did my
Okay.
DNA genetics.
Okay. So I'm sure you've seen some African countries there, right?
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
Right. So that
Not
proves
as many
African.
as would be expected, but
Right.
when
Right.
I
So
did two,
wait,
I
hold
did
on,
two.
because I want to get into this. So
Okay.
that proves African ancestry, right? So have you also seen some Native American anything in there percentage?
Yes, I have Native
Okay,
American
so that
ancestry.
proves that Native American ancestry. Have you seen any European countries in there?
Of course, yes.
Right. That's why we don't gotta go around saying we're African ancestry, because a whole bunch of
No,
shit
but
there. So
what I'm
like,
saying
wait, just
is okay. Go
no.
for it.
I
I'm
got what you're
sorry.
saying. I heard you.
Hmm.
I got what you're saying. I'm saying an African tether wants to go around saying we have African ancestry, and they want us to ignore the Native American ancestry and the European ancestry. So for us, that's just dumb to cherry pick and choose one of
See,
the others.
I hear
Now,
and I hear
just
you, but at the same time,
There's no but.
okay,
Hold on.
okay.
Because the African doesn't have. I have German,
Me
so
too.
it's easy for an.
I got Irish. I got
Right,
Irish
right,
and Welsh, whatever the fuck that is. I don't
right.
even know what a Welsh
So
is.
what I'm saying is it's easy for an African tether to say, "Hey, I got African ancestry." That's all you got. We got more. We got African. We got German. Some of us got Latino. Some of us got
I don't
Native
got no
American. We
like.
got a whole bunch of. But my point is,
Yeah,
as
I hear
43
what you're
million
saying
people,
though.
we have
Yeah.
a whole bunch. So to go around parading one over the other 15
I don't
to
think
me
that.
is silly.
So what I'm so that also is not. That's also ignoring what I'm saying. I said I have as much African
Hey,
ancestry as my Chinese cousin. I got as much African ancestry as my European cousin. I have as much African ancestry as my Russian cousin.
got it. So why is
That
the
is not
so why are we
ignoring.
talking?
I'm
So
saying
why are we
that
talking about African
no,
ancestry?
I'm
I'm trying
saying
to understand that.
to dispel, to just knock their whole argument out, to just to make them shut the fuck up about
No,
that.
but some of us do. Like I heard Tariq Nasheed many times be like, "Yeah, I
Hmm.
got African ancestry." So what?
Yeah, but
Like
that's
people
like,
call.
but that's not what I be hearing in TikTok. Like what I was
No.
listening
But
to. Yeah,
hold on. Listen, what you're forgetting is that there is some people that don't believe they have one drop of African ancestry.
I'm
Is that
talking
true?
about the FBAs that be on there debating those people.
Right. No,
They
but
never
listen.
ever
But
they
you gotta
try to
listen.
they
Listen,
literally sit up
listen.
there and say they have no
But you gotta
African
listen.
ancestry,
Okay, so
bro.
you just heard you didn't hear anything I said just now. So that's the thing.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna have a
heard what
comment.
you said
Okay,
because
so
I
you
listen to
gotta
you. I watch your show too.
right. So
But
you gotta
I'm
listen
just
right
telling
now
you
though.
the
Right, but
argument
you're
that they
doing.
doing.
I got it. All right, I'm a debater. I debate these guys all the time. Right, they
Uh-huh.
call in all the time, and I'll be in their space. I'll be on comments. I debate offline a lot.
Right,
Facebook. Yeah, I do a lot of debating. Right,
right,
a lot of private phone conversations. I debate.
right.
Okay, but what I'm saying is there are some people who literally believe they don't have 1 ounce of African ancestry in them.
Yeah.
Is that true or false?
Oh, that's definitely true.
Right. So how now watch this. So how am I going to tell some person who don't believe they have an ounce to say they have an ounce?
It's not about them believing or not. It's about them dispelling or
No,
basically
but they don't
negating the
believe they have.
argument that those African people try to make. I mean,
Wait,
everybody in
so
the
why would
world has
they? Wait,
African
so why would they?
ancestry. So
No,
what?
no, but
It's
okay,
basically, so what? Move along. What are you trying to
no, but
say?
they're not conceding to that. They're saying they don't.
They don't think they gonna never concede to that, my dude. Like, the honest to God truth is, because I think at the end of the day, all I'm saying is use that is a sound argument to tell the, like, basically I'm not agreeing with you because everybody in the world, so what? Everybody in the world got that shit. So fucking what?
Yeah, well, I can't make somebody admit to something they don't
I
believe they
hear
have.
you, but I'm just talking about.
Hey, Carlos, I'm gonna go live like maybe 4:30 p.m. Call back in, and we'll hear out, and then I will hear out your race based nonsense, like in its entirety. Like I'll give you 15 minutes straight, no interruption, to convince us on this race based black white man thing. All right, call back 4:30.
About talking to them Africans. So what? Everybody in the world got African ancestry, bitch. What you saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
some
not
people don't
saying nothing
believe.
to
No, but
me,
I'm saying some
Africa.
people. Yeah, but some people don't believe that, so I gotta respect their belief.
Hey, that's fine. You can respect their belief, but I'm just talking about to that African person. I don't care about you sitting up there talking about you got.
Family, I think there's a virus happening or some type of contagion going around where nobody listens. Like we just talk, and nobody wants to listen to the words the other person is saying. And it sounds like this is the case of that. I appreciate my sister for calling in, but I think she called in. I think I could be wrong, but I think she called in a little intoxicated. That's just my opinion. I'm giving her an excuse because she was not listening to me at all. Some people don't believe they're African in any sense at all. They believe they were always in the Americas. So why would they submit or concede to the argument that they have African descent? That was just really that simple. And for some reason, the alcohol was blocking that from reaching her brain cells.
Africa,
I still love her though, and I want her to call back in as often as she can, but gotta call in sober.
I'm looking at it from, I'm debating this African person. This African person, like, oh, but you African. Everybody in the world is African if you want to say it like that, because like
Now I
everybody
don't
on the
even
planet
know.
has
No,
African ancestry.
no. Black Wolf said you are whatever your grandmother said you were, and guess what? She definitely ain't say you were African. Definitely ain't say that. Okay, see, okay, right? You said that over. What I'm saying is this, right? You gotta listen now.
I hear
I'm
what you're
saying,
saying. I'm talking about the argument against the tether, bro.
right. So I'm making an argument against the tether. You're not listening.
No, I hear
So
what you're saying. You saying that you can't make a black person
yeah, but I'm gonna
say
say
that.
something new right now. But I'm gonna say something I
Okay,
didn't
let me
say
hear what the
before.
new thing
Okay,
is.
cool. Cool. You got to listen. You can't be ready to respond. You got to listen. Okay, my God, what does it even mean to be African? Go. It's on you now.
Oh, it don't mean shit to me.
So why would somebody claim something that means nothing? Because I know better. I know every
I don't think that's
African. Hold
claiming
on, just
anything.
listen. Just listen. Just listen.
Okay, go for it.
I know every African represent a country and a flag in Africa. I know that. Now, what country and flag do you represent in Africa? Hello?
Yeah, what am I supposed to say? I don't represent none. I don't know.
Right. So that's why we just solve it like, yeah, I'm not African. I don't rep no country, no flag, nothing about me. I'm American. That's why some people
That
just say
don't
it like
have
that.
nothing to do with what I'm saying. That's a totally different argument than being one thing. It's one thing to be African. It's another thing to be of African descent.
All right.
We do
So
agree that those are two different things. To be African is to say that you are from this African nation. I'm Nigerian. This is my Nigerian flag. Woo, 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 blah, 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 blah. Buka, buka, buka. You know what I'm saying? To be
but
of
to
African
me,
descent is like everybody on the goddamn planet is of African descent, bro.
I
Like
mean,
that
but
is not
okay, that
attesting to
means
no
no,
African nation. That's
no,
not
no, I
too.
can't
That's too.
concede to that.
Well,
No,
why can't? But that's
I can't concede
anthropological.
to.
That's an
Okay,
anthropological
yeah,
fact.
but okay, because see, we're going to be talking in circles, and I'm just going to play the video.
I don't think that's talking in
Okay,
circles because I get what you're saying. You're saying
you're
about
talking in
being from.
circles.
No, not
Okay,
at all.
because
I said African
yes,
ancestry.
did you read the
Everybody on the
chat?
planet. Yeah, African
It ain't just me
ancestry.
saying it. No, I'm saying that you got 130 people in the building. They're saying you're talking in circles. Everybody's not
No, I'm
lying.
not. I know what the fuck I'm saying. I said African ancestry and being African is two different things. Being African is you from this Nigeria or
Okay,
whatever.
so
I'm
you
talking
said the
about.
same thing
I'm
again
saying
for the
no,
100th
no, no,
time.
no, no. Please allow me to
Again?
let me no, 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 not even let me expound further on what I mean.
Oh no, no, no. Come on, not further.
To be of African ancestry means that you come from that continent, not a nation,
No, don't do that.
not a tribe, not a
Don't do
country.
that.
This is before a country was a country, like China. People from China are of African descent. They are of
Yeah, but
African ancestry,
that
correct?
that
But
doesn't
they
mean
don't
anything.
come from no specific country, do they?
No, no,
No.
no. That doesn't mean anything because, like I said earlier, that missed you. I don't know. You might be intoxicated, but I said earlier that they
I'm not
have
at all.
more than they have more in their DNA than African descent. So we're not going to hone in on just that. Just like I'm not going to hone in on the.
Yeah, we have more in
Okay,
our DNA than
now you're
African
talking
descent
over me.
too.
Now you see, see that's not going to work. Now that's
But
not going
we
to work.
have more in our DNA than African
Okay,
descent too, correct?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You have not seen my 23andMe. Okay, so you can only speak for yourself, and you haven't seen the 130 people in the chat. You haven't seen that 23andMe. You're speaking only for yourself.
But I'm saying
Okay.
we all have more in our DNA as Americans than African descent. You said that earlier in the conversation. You literally said that we have African. You see African countries in like 1% or whatever on your DNA. Then you see European descent, like you got German, and I was like I got Irish and Welsh. We just said that a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
Right.
your point. Okay. Look, your point's made.
Uh-huh.
All right. But now I'm
My
gonna.
point is not dead. It's like
No.
literally
I said your
validated by
point.
the.
I said your point is made.
Okay.
MADE.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you
All right.
said dead, not
No.
made.
No.
Okay. My
All
bad.
right.
I apologize. I thought I misheard you.
See. You see. Yeah. My fault, family. I wanted to play that back for sister. I wanted her to hear it again. And sometimes I do that because sometimes I think people be caught up in the moment, maybe caught up in their emotions where they just don't want to concede or listen, and they just get to the the ego thing. So sometimes I play the live over again where they're more calm or relaxed, and they can hear themselves and say, "Okay, yeah, I was tripping. I was talking in circles." All right. Yeah, but her whole argument, I get what she's saying. She's saying for those who actually have African descent in their 23andMe, or if you want to believe that, she's saying some Africans be like, "Hey, do you have African descent?" And you might believe you do, and some people won't acknowledge it. And she's saying, "Hey, let's make the Africans feel better by just acknowledging that." I'm like, no, like we don't got to make Africans feel better. Like people can do what they want to do. So if folks got African descent, but they don't want to disclose that to an African, that's their right. If folks believe they don't have no African descent, then yeah, they should not concede to African descent or that question, that logic, that argument with an African tether. So the bottom line, I was trying to let her know that we don't got to prove things to Africans. Like they're not nothing to us, where we got to prove something. No, but they don't. They don't. Like we can treat them like anybody else. Like they don't need to know our business. Hey, you got African descent, and you shit, we might just have it, but we don't got to disclose that to that tether. You might say none of your damn business. So I saw her trying to let the sister know, but I kind of get where she was going. She just not open minded to other things that can go with that. Now, I'm saying yes, some people can just simply say if they believe they have African descent. Some people could easily say, "Yeah, I got African descent," But I'm saying, why do they need to appeal to that tether? That's all. And what about those who believe they were already here? They didn't come on a slave ship. Do they gotta say that there? I mean, she was not responding to that at all. But it's all good. You know what I mean? It's good for conversation. I appreciate everybody that call in, even Carlos. You call in, I appreciate it because that means you are valuing the channel. You're adding to the content. So I appreciate the call-ins. I want Carlos to call in later because I want him to think about what we talked about today. I mean, just now. And when you call in later, maybe he's standing on all 10 still, or maybe he's like, okay, I'm biased, Ron. I see where you're coming from. I see what I said. I'm going to strengthen my point by saying this. You dig? But Carlos, you're invited later this afternoon. Call back in and go in. And like, I kind of don't even know where you were going anyway. Like you was kind of like all over the place. So if you call back in a little later in about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, just make sure you have a starting point and an end point, right? Because you was like really arguing a race-based thing that was all inclusive to everybody from Africa and the diaspora. And I'm like, dude, you kind of like missed that. Miss what we're doing in 2025 with delineating and focusing on ourselves, just the lineage. So if we're focusing just on the lineage, and you're bringing up race, that's all inclusive to everybody from the continent and the diaspora, like we're clearly missing each other. You dig? Like you're off. That is literally being off code. So if anybody ever wanted an example or definition of off code, that's Carlos. He's speaking on race-based, all-inclusive, everybody African descent. I'm speaking just the lineage. So yeah, he's that's non-inclusive, not all-inclusive. But Carlos, like you are literally off code. But we'll hear you out entirely later on today. You know what I mean? Without me interrupting. Jaquan 007 in the building. Noki, I see you. Born Enemy, Scorched Earth. Let's see. SJ in the building. Jaquan 007 says she's down with BISA, Clown Squad. I welcome I'm not afraid of new thoughts, new conversation. Like, but don't be afraid of my new thought and conversation, which a lot of them seem to be afraid of. All right, so check it out, family. Don't be afraid to donate to the channel. Here's some motivation.
We have to start supporting ourselves. We have to add value to our content and our voices.
Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me at home, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really in my they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me at home, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really in my they dumb. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support me at home, don't don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, but they don't. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, but they don't. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really always standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really always standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, but they don't. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, but they don't. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Please don't, please support, donate. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really him, but they dumb. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. Cash app, $sign on by his rhyme. I'm really real one of them ones that they dumb. Thumbs up. Subscribe, cash app, $sign on by his rhyme.